Welcome again in Learning Java. I have illustrated you a class called operators example to have an to have a view on the different types of operators we have with certain examples. For the time being, I have written all the operators for you, but I will show you the result one by one for each and every operator, how it works. So, what are we waiting for? Let's move on to the types of operators. The first type of operators is the arithmetic operators, meaning that it has addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, increment and decrement operations. Increment and decrement are further classified into post and pre-increment, post and pre-decrement respectively. Now we will see each of the outputs one by one. So I have assigned a value 20 to the variable x with the data type int. Here you can see that, and another variable y that has a value 10 with a data type int. Now I am going to perform arithmetic operations. So the first operation I have performed is addition. So 20 plus 10 will give me 30. Next, 20 minus 10 will give you 10. Next, 20 into 10 will give you 200. Next, 20 by 10 will give you 2. The quotient is 2. So, the quotient answer is stored in the divided answer. So, it will give me 2. Modulus always shows with the remainder answer. So, 20 modulo 2 will be 0. Next, we are going to learn pre-increment and post-increment. As the name suggests itself, pre-increment will increment the number first and then it will print the result. So, plus plus x will give me definitely 21. Then, I have given x plus plus. This is an example of post increment. The post increment looks for the semicolon. Once it has looked for the semicolon, then it will increment the operation in the next statement only. So I have given the next statement as system.out.println x to show the output of the post increment here. So here it will increment into 22. Similarly goes for the pre and post decrement. Decrement always decrements first the value and then at the same time it prints. So the output will be 9, whereas the post increment will first look for the semicolon. Here is the semicolon. So in the next statement it will print me the decremented value of the 9, which is 8. So what are we waiting for? I'm running. Wait for a second. So here is the result. $30, $10, $200, $2, $0, $21. This is also printed, but the 21 is printed as it is because it is a post increment. It prints the value in the next statement only. So in the next statement it is printing me 22, and similarly goes for the decrement operation 9, 9 and 8. So here the output would be 21 and here the output would be 9. So the next operators that we are going to look upon is relational operators. For this also I have used two examples. One is the A with 20 and the other is the B with 10. So the first operation is I am checking if A is equal to B. If it is equal to B, then it will return me true. Here it is false, so it will return me false. Then A is not equal to B. A is not equal to B. It is true, so it will return me true. Next, if A is greater than B, yes, it is greater than B, so it will return me true. Next, if A is less than B, false, so it will return me false. A 20 is less than 10, it is false, no, that's why I am getting the result false. 20 greater than or equal to 10. It is true, so I will get true. Then 20 less than or equal to 10. The result I will get is false. So here I have run and the results are same. False, true, true, false, true and false. Now we will move on to bitwise operators. Bitwise operators is same as relational operators, but it performs bitwise. That means 20 has a 8-bit representation like this and 14 has a 8-bit representation like this. The first operation, that is D or E, performs addition operation. Like if 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1 and 1 plus 1 is always 1. So if one of the value is 1 and the other value is 0, I will give as 1 because it's addition operation. The next operation is D. So bitwise I have to perform addition. So it gives answer 30. Next is the operation D exclusive or E. It performs. So here if both the values has 1 bit, it will give me 0, otherwise it will give me 1. So here the answer is 26. Then the next operation is bitwise complement. It will complement the value. It will once complement the value. So the answer is minus 21. The next operation is the left shift operation. The integer, the variable that we are using, it shifted to the number of times that we are specifying here. I am specifying here as 2, so it will 2 times left shift the operator. So the answer would be 80. The next operation shifts the right shift operation, which shifts the variable D 2 times. So my answer would be 5. This is the zero fill right shift, which will give me the same answer as right shift operation, but it fills the empty spaces 0. So the answer same is 5. So here the output is displayed as we have predicted. Next we will move on to logical operators. For logical operators I am using Boolean data type. So it is the AND operator. So true and false will give me false, because both the variables should have same value, then only it will give me true, otherwise it will give me false. Whereas in OR operation, the second operation, if one of the value is true, I will get true value. The next is the XOR operation. The result that we are getting inside, it will give me as the reverse of this value. So inside I will get false, but the reverse of it will be true. So here is the output for this. Next comes the assignment operator. The assignment operators are similar to those of the other operators, except that the assignment is made directly instead of specifying it in the third variable and then printing it. So the output is here, you can see it. Next is a conditional operator, which is a ternary operator. We can We can specify directly the condition without writing an if like this. The result will be 20 greater than 10. Print me 20 if it is true, then otherwise false. So the result will be 20 as it is true. The next is the instance of operator, which checks whether the string is an instance of S. Here it is an instance of. So the next operator is instance of operator. It checks me whether the class, here is the string class, is an instance of the object that we are describing. Here the object is S. So we are checking if the S is an instance of string. Yes, it is an instance of string. So print me S. So it will print me hello world. If I am giving something other than this, if I am giving something other than the instance of string, it will result in the false condition. So I will execute this statements. So the first operation, conditional operator, is used to perform a ternary operation instead of using the if condition. So I am checking if the value of 20 is greater than 10. Yes, it is greater than 10. If it is greater, print me the first part, otherwise print me the second part. So the first part is printed since 20 is greater than 10. The next is string is an instance of S. So it is giving me hello world. So here ends our session on the types of operators with example. Hope you have learned and got the concepts more clearly. Thank you again for watching.